Welcome, Mr. Denome, and welcome to today's video. Now, in this video, I will focus on the war in Iran because it is about to flare up, and it is practically guaranteed that the United States will make a move within the next 10 days. And if not during that time, then by the middle of March is essentially the latest time that we will see a strike. So in this video, I will lay out what is the plan, how crypto comes into play on that one, and I will not focus as much on the price of Bitcoin in the short term. And the reason for that is that recently I've noticed that any kind of fundamental analysis is completely wrong when it comes to crypto. It's essentially either you are extremely good at technical analysis and you can make money with crypto, or you have insider information and you can make money with Bitcoin. But other than that, making bets in these small moves, at least for me, I don't see that much of an edge at this moment in the market. Maybe I'll have it again in the future if like deep dive research actually makes money again. But for now, it does not really seem to be the way to make money. I've been focusing on Polymarket during this time, and that is actually working pretty nicely for me. And I've been building something else on the side as well, completely different than anything to do with crypto. So anyway, let's actually now turn to Iran. So a move is coming, as you can see from this article. This is the biggest military build-up yet against Iran. The build-up is absolutely enormous. We have F-22 fighter jets, F-35 strike fighters. We have refueling tankers going there. We have 2 aircraft carriers, and a third one is going into Iran right now. And the third one is set to arrive there about middle of March. So if they make a strike now, then they will not have the absolute best military capabilities, but they might be able to catch Iran off guard. So we have F-16s also there, all kinds of military equipment, F-16s, F-22s, F-35s, like I said earlier already. And these strikes will be commencing from all of the United States bases around Iran. So you have Jordan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and many other places as well. Now, there's a lot of articles also essentially talking about this military buildup. And then we have Trump himself in this speech here. He was talking about Iran, so let's play the clip.
So now we may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make a deal. You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days.
So this came out on February 19th, and that we will find out in next 10 days probably. So next 10 days essentially means either today or next Friday, because Donald Trump likes to make these attacks on Friday after the markets are closed. So there will not be a major move in the stock markets when the strike is happening. The markets have a couple of days time before essentially to adjust to what has happened. But the shock will most likely continue over the following week whenever the attack happens. But when it comes to crypto, most likely we will see crypto nuke when the strikes do happen, because that's the only liquid asset during the weekends. So essentially this is going to fuck crypto over in the short term. Then we had something interesting also going on at the same time. So on February 18th, the Federal Reserve injected $18.5 billion into banks overnight in preparing essentially for the war. Now this link is not 100% guaranteed that it is a preparation for war, but I'm sure that if they do make this strike, which I believe they will, because you don't make this kind of a build up and not actually have a plan to attack, is not just rhetoric, because Iran will not make a deal that they want Iran to make. The deal that they want Iran to make would essentially be a capitulation to strip down their armed forces, to strip down their ballistic missile program, and to make 0% enriched uranium inside Iran. On that term, they could make some concessions, but it doesn't seem like United States wants or is satisfied with only that uranium deal alone. So what we could see is when the strikes happen, we see a spike in oil prices. That is what I expect. And when that happens, I expect other markets to actually crash. But at the same time, there's essentially two schools of thought here. First school of thought is that this war, which a lot of news media outlets are saying it will be like 2 week period of time, I think that will be when we see most of the strikes. But then, if you actually want to take down the Iranian government, you either have uh, sufficient insider people essentially taking power, making assassinations, sabotage, all these activities, and then you are able to topple the government in 2 weeks, or this will become a major escalation war. And the third uh, so the first camp is essentially that the decapitation strike is successful in the first 2 weeks. The second option is that this will escalate and then there will be an invasion and this will be like years and years and years and years. And the third camp is that there will be strikes and those strikes will be theatrical and then we will shift into a new financial order and that will be led by stablecoins because there's a lot of proof that that will be the move as well. So I'll talk about that soon. So CC Binance has been under crossfire lately because of the market manipulation that is going on Binance platform, and he actually just reposted this post from CryptoQuant saying that $47.5 billion in stablecoins now sit on one exchange alone. So 65% of all stablecoins go through Binance. So Binance is in bed with the Trump family building this stablecoin future. And as you know, Trump family, they have their own stablecoin that is called the USD1. And when we take a look at the market cap of that, you can see that it essentially started from zero last year and then it went to $2 billion. And just last month, it actually jumped from $3 billion to essentially $5 billion, where we are still at. So the USD1 is currently growing, even though USDC stablecoin has actually been declining lately. But stablecoin future is the plan from these central planners. You can see CC Binance. This came out on February 18th. He was in Mar-a-Lago talking about the World Liberty Financial Forum, which was World Liberty Financial is essentially the company behind the USD1 stablecoin. So he was invited there to talk about the stablecoin future. CFTC chairman was also there in the event. So they are planning for this stablecoin future with USD1, with USDC, and with USDT as well. Because one key player in Trump administration is the Howard Lutnick. He owns 5% of the company called Tether through his investment company. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about Howard Lutnick. One of them is obviously regarding the World Trade Center because he was supposed to be there on that day, but then for some reason he wasn't. He was picking up kids in the kindergarten, and all of his employees died in that tragic event, but he survived and he was able to claim insurance. And somehow the families of the deceased employees did not get the insurance, but he did. And now he's in the administration, owning part of Tether and pushing essentially for USDT domination for the future. And then we hop over back to this post here. So Donald Trump also said in one of these events that many Americans are unaware that our current banking system is out of date and the crypto market structure bill will ensure a 21st century financial system upgrade. So the war, essentially, according to this analysis, is a controlled demolition of the current financial system, and then they will introduce the stablecoin future as essentially the fix. So to make this plan work, it can happen two ways. Either they make a controlled demolition of the Iran, and they essentially make theatrical strikes, and then Iran somehow capitulates, or at least capitulates on paper, and then they use Iran's oil spaces for a new oil-backed dollar system with stablecoins. Or the other option is that Iran just completely vaporizes Israel and the US assets in a long, prolonged war, which lasts for years. And during that time, somehow they introduce this stablecoin future as well. So it doesn't really matter which way we go, but the central planners clearly are planning for a stablecoin future. So that is going to happen regardless, essentially, how this war goes. If it goes well, if it goes badly, essentially it doesn't matter, because it's just a way for them to make changes. Essentially, if they need to make martial laws, if the price of oil doubles, all of it essentially doesn't matter. The plan is already in motion, that they want stablecoins. With stablecoins, they have complete transactional record for every single transaction that goes through the stablecoin market, and they can essentially just assert more influence on the market. So this is how crypto has been hijacked, and obviously I don't like it, but this is what it is. So a stablecoin future through the war. And now we also have something funny going on. So Donald Trump just made a post essentially saying that now I will issue the departments and agencies and the Secretary of War to declassify all documents relating aliens and extraterrestrial life. So this is a massive distraction, obviously. And Donald made a funny post last year saying that this is the best time for conspiracy theorists. The president of the United States is so desperate for his distraction because of the Epstein files that he will reveal the existence of aliens as well. So now we have that distraction going on the sidelines as well. So anything else but arresting the pedophiles or persecuting people who have used the governmental systems, the intel agencies for their personal benefits. Anything but that. Start a war, do whatever you can, and then push for the stablecoin future. That is the play in the medium term. Now, if we talk about Bitcoin price, it is quite sad, to be honest. Right now, Bitcoin is trying to push out of this trend line here, but then we just have immediately this resistance here waiting for us. And I personally don't really believe this can hold. What would be potentially good for Bitcoin is if we go to like 74, and then this area becomes a support. But I honestly just don't see this happening right now. If the war with Iran breaks out, I think that will introduce a lot of uncertainty, and people will be liquidating their crypto assets further. So what I actually believe is that we will go and try to liquidate these longs here, essentially to like 60K. And currently, I'm not even counting out a possibility that over time this year we go to like 40K price level, which would be the same price when uh, when the ETFs were launched. So a massive capitulation all around. But right now, I just honestly don't know where Bitcoin price is moving. I'm not getting a signal to buy, but at the same time, I'm not really seeing a signal to sell. Historically, if we go to the weekly view, you can see the RSI on Bitcoin is below 30, which historically has been a massively beautiful area to buy Bitcoin already. So I see arguments both ways. Currently, I don't really know which way it will go, but I would say that after the attack on Iran is done, and after, let's say, a week or two, we see how that war will move from there. From that point, it will be much easier to invest in crypto, because then hopefully Trump doesn't come up with another scandal, or maybe the Epstein file scandal just completely blows up and there will actually be an uprising and a massive demand for these arrests, which we currently are not seeing from the masses in United States and many other countries, even though some arrests are happening. But overall, this is so unpredictable. What is going to happen? Except what is not unpredictable is that they will go to war with Iran, because they see that this is the last chance to take down Iran, because Russia and China have just sent a lot of support over to Iran, uh, radar systems, new anti air systems, communications interference systems, and all kinds of military equipment. China even has like a huge radar boat off the coast of Iran as well at the moment. So China and Russia cannot afford losing Iran. So this could escalate into World War III. I don't know which scenario actually plays out. I just know they want to introduce this stablecoin future. That is the plan. So if I would guess what will happen is there will be this attack, but Donald Trump doesn't want to commit to a long-term invasion in Iran, because then it will just bog down to the same thing what we are currently seeing with Russia and Ukraine, where Russia is essentially bogged down in Ukraine for 4 years already. Then China will activate its forces because they cannot afford Iran to lose. So what I kind of hope is after 2 weeks, we start to see a slowdown of the attacks, essentially a repeat of what happened in last year in the 12-day war. And from there, all sides essentially back down, and then Iran will make some concessions, and oil trade in the globe continues essentially as it was continuing before, and no World War III. But honestly, all bets are pretty much off. But those are scenarios. If you are bullish on stablecoins, then you could consider doing what I've been doing, which is buying Circle company, which is issuing the USDC stablecoin. But let's see, USDC in the recent months hasn't been increasing; it has been decreasing. So that's not something I like a lot. But seems like it has bounced from $70 billion to now $74 billion. So at least we have seen a little bit of a recovery there. So the Circle company could be something that you could benefit if you believe this stablecoin future will happen. I made a video about investing in Circle before. If you want to use an exchange called BitGet, you can do so. I will link the affiliate link for BitGet and the video about the stablecoin future below as well, if you want to watch that. But that's essentially the update I had for you guys today. And I'm sorry if any of you guys have lost money because of my previous analysis. Well, I can say that I have also been losing money. Definitely with the Lido finance, this is just been a massive, massive sad face for me, but it is what it is. We go from here. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys hopefully in another video in the future. Bye bye.